Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Okay, let me make sure that you all can hear me. Um, hmm. Okay. How do I? Oh, there we go. That is gone. Yes, you can hear me. Very good. All right. Well, let me get my slides up, and then I'm going to say hello to a few people, and then we will get this afternoon started. Okay. Hmm. Oh, there we. I forgot how to do that for just a second. Okay. All right. Let me get something up on the screen. Okay. Today is the 14th. Yes. All right. I'm going to do this all at once so I can make sure that I don't have to log out and back in again. There we go. That is up. Very well. Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. Hi, Sherry Ware is here. Georgia Walker, Fatima Ba, Lucy Wynn, Anna Espinoza, Naomi Maria, Betty Glenn, Sonia Johnson, Karina Rojas. Hello. Church Nelly, Rodney Jackson, Janine Bell. Okay. Hello to Gift Love, Nazari Macau. Okay, so when I think about it too much, let me try that one more time. Naz, Nazuri Malkia. There we go. Robert Collins. Hello, Robert. Let's see. Black Queen, Judy Rigo, Lynn, Nia Prince, Kiss Door, Dorothy Ross, Sharon Young. Oh, did I? Yes, I did. Okay. Wanted to make sure I got that done. Marcia Ware, Annie Bullard. Hello. Myra V, Verda Sanchez, Marcia Delvies. Hello. Hello, Marshar. Sean. Is that right, Sean? Okay. Okay. All right. Beaton Powell. Okay. And who else is here? I'm scrolling all the way back. I know you guys were waiting for a while. My computer is nice and hot, in case you're wondering. Hi, Fancy Fancy. Sonia Deanna, hello. Okay, Edney wants to say hello to a bunch of people, and I don't mind helping out with that. Let me take that screen away. Why does that look like that? Oh, okay. There we go. Audrey Teschner, hello. All right, so that's my greetings for now. And even though I don't see her, Connie Balmer. Hi, Connie Balmer, wherever you are. All right, all right, very good. So, um, I was working on. Let's do this first. Let's do this first, and then we'll get to the procession to the Westminster Hall. So, King Charles, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and more royals receive Queen's coffin in London. So that happened uh, late yesterday, late their time, not ours. But again, in order of importance, right? You had to throw King Charles in there first. But then it jumps right to, and this is E News, and they tend to kiss up to the royals, don't they? But then it immediately jumps right to the order of importance, and that is Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and more royals receive the Queen's coffin. That is something that the derangers almost lose it every time they see that happen. But I can't help but stress this. Yes, everybody loved the sweet old lady queen. But when it comes to an order of importance in the US market, right? If it comes to the order of importance, um, when it comes to, say, a younger journalist or something like that, Canada, US, who comes first? The Sussexes. That's just the way it is. In order of importance, right? The Sussexes come first. It's just the way it is. Um, and it seems to grate on the nerves of a lot of the royal rotor and such, but that's just the way it is. The Sussexes come first. That's it. I know I'm going to get a lot of nasty comments, but that's okay. I never tire of blocking people, but it's true. So, hate watchers, if you can understand what I'm saying and that bothers you, go ahead and hit that thumbs down. Hate watchers, if that upset your sensibility, go ahead and hit that thumbs down, please. I want you to express yourself as clear as possible. Please hit that thumbs down so we'll know exactly how you're feeling right now. And for the rest of you, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up. We like the engagement. It lets everybody know how we're doing here. Hello, Rosa Roberts. Okay. I'm going to scroll down to a few of your comments before I move on. Anna Espinoza, no, he wasn't. He wasn't. And I'll show you soon. But you know what? I don't even think I have any images of him. But yeah, I don't think he was in uniform. Um, and of course, uh, I even wonder where that came from, because at a time like this, I wouldn't expect the palace to say whether he would have been in uniform or not. They got this big production they're putting on, so they don't have time for it. But maybe it was one of the royal rodents, just a tabloid reporter who said that he definitely would, that would be Andrew, of course, would definitely wear his uniform just to make sure that, people would give them the clicks that they want by saying, yes, he would, and no, Harry shall not wear his uniform. So that's what I'm guessing. Maybe that whole thing started like that, and that there was actually no chance that that he was going to be in uniform, that they just did that to, mess with everybody's head. And probably for sure they weren't going to let Harry wear a uniform, but to say that Andrew would, I think that that was probably just clickbait. That's just my guess. It was probably never the intention, because it wouldn't make sense. It really wouldn't make sense. It's just like the Philip thing 2.0. So why would they not do that for Philip and then allow it for this occasion? So, you know, I just, that's what I think. I think it was just all in somebody's head or whatever, and they were just trying to mess with people. So I don't think that was it just, well, I'll say this. It didn't make a lot of sense to me that they would start that whole thing up and distract from the but then again, if I was, if, well, let me see, that would be a way to ensure a bigger audience, is to make sure that people like us who might not want to watch because, we're Team Sussex, one of the ways to get us to tune in would definitely be to start the thing with the uniform, wouldn't it? The will he or won't he? Will they or won't they? So I guess there's a couple of ways to look at that, and shame on them for making us have to think about it. Anna Boyd, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you ever so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Wednesday to you. And also, Audrey Teschner, thank you for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And also, happy Wednesday to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, both of you. And Lydia Washington says, Baron, can we slow down the comments, please? I thought I did that, but let me see. Maybe it didn't go through. Let me check it out. Um, okay. Let me check it out. I thought I put it on 30. Should I go under 30 seconds? Let me see if I even did it in the first place. Yeah, I got it 30 seconds, but I can do it for the recommended 60 seconds. Okay, so now I have it on a 60-second delay. And I got my troll spray going. There we go. All right, now it is on a 60-second delay. And thank you so much for being a member, Lydia Washington. And also thank you so much for the super chat, and happy Wednesday to you. And of course, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, JJ says, so much criticism of Harry and Meghan because they were holding hands. Can't they just think that Meghan might be having horrible thoughts and she needs reassurance? If holding hands keep her safe, then why not? Well, JJ, I'm so glad you said that. And I'm going to get to that very, very soon. I promise. Let me see. We will have to wait until the final funeral Monday to see if that person is in uniform. Well, you know what? And that goes for both of them, doesn't it? That goes for both of them. I mean, I hope they're just not that stupid. Not that I'm trying to help. Um, you know what? Honestly, I almost slipped and said help that clan. I'm not really trying to help that family so much because they are beyond reproach, but let them tell it. And but it just seemed like it would make a lot of sense, but I'm not going to help them. Let them sort it out for themselves. They're good at it. Alma Andrews, thank you for the super sticker. Happy Wednesday to you, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Elaine Parker has a super chat. Baron, he is wearing his uniform for the vigil, but not Harry. For the vigil. Really? Okay, but he wasn't in his uniform today, was he? Let me double check that. So when you say vigil, you don't mean the funeral, right? Um, Let me take another look because I thought for sure he was not in his uniform, but maybe, you know what? Maybe I just wasn't looking at him. That could be it too. But so for the vigil, that will be today. That was today, right? That was the procession with the vigil. Okay, so I'm looking. He's not in his uniform today. Definitely not. He's flanked by Afro Annie and someone else, I think. And then there's Charles. So there's the three of them right now. So are you all saying that he's going to wear his uniform on another occasion? Because if that is the case, I would kind of wait and see. But, as stranger things could happen. Uh, what? Oh, okay. All right. All right. So, all right, I'm looking and I just got distracted by a couple things. Jeez Louise. Huh. Okay, so let's move on. Thank you so much for your super chat, Elaine Parker, and thank you ever so much for being a member and watching Royal Sussex. See, it doesn't pay for me to glance over at the other page there because then my eyes get stuck. Church Nelly says, Baron, I'm still waiting for the video of the Scottish men with their kilts blowing in the wind. You mean those young, virile young men that were at the airport up there in Edinburgh where their kilts were blowing and waving and all kind of stuff flapping to and fro? I'll see what I can do about that. Thank you so much, Church Nelly, and thank you for the super chat. Ruth C., thank you for the super sticker. Thanks for watching Royal Sussex and being a member. And we have here Deborah Type says the same people mad at the holding hands Are those traveling to which African country for and then in that, and so on and so forth. Thank you so much for your comment, Deborah. I appreciate it. Okay. Hello, Iris Demonia. Okay, Veronica Scott says Baron, he's wearing the uniform on the funeral day along with the other siblings. Harry would be in the morning suit, in his morning suit. Okay, so if that is confirmed, then I stand corrected. But well, that would be disgusting because I thought today was supposed to be the uniform day. Well, both days, but perhaps not. Okay, well, we'll see. Hopefully they will change their mind. But you know what? Let them go ahead and do it. Let them go ahead and do it and suffer the backlash of it. Um, but yeah, why would they miss another opportunity to try to humiliate Harry? Oh man, and oh, I'm gonna try not to get myself bothered by that right now because I got stuff to do, and that does bother me the way that they keep pulling these little stunts with Harry as if he deserves to be punished for something. But oh man, all right, so let me move on. Let me move on. Let let's see. All right, so Evil Santa. I'm gonna take a little detour. Evil Santa uh, can't go near tabloid honcho after alleged death threats. Did you guys hear about that? The tabloid owner who claims Thomas Markle is out to kill him just got 2 years in court ordered protection from Meghan Markle's father. According to new legal docs obtained by the judge granted to Jeff Rayner a restraining order against Thomas. Who did not show up for Tuesday's court hearing. The protective order will be in place for the next 2 years. And even though Thomas Markle didn't show up for the hearing, the court says Thomas was served with legal whatever. But yes, evil Santa, um, who obviously cannot be trusted, according to Jeff Rayner. As you can see there, he's uh, mangling that little ugly girl in his arms there. Remember her? Um, and of course, he's also known as the Duke of Rosarito, Mexico, also known as the Duke of Mexico, Thomas Marco, with his 30 pieces of silver. Anyway, he can't be trusted. I mean, I have been calling him Evil Santa for a while, but I had no idea exactly how far his how do I put this alleged reign of terror could possibly reach. Alleged or possible or implied reign of terror could possibly reach. So, but I tell you what, Jeff Rayner, if you're watching Royal Sussex right now, hey, Connie Bomer, this is what I suggest. There's a physical thing about Thomas which makes it hard to miss. So if you see someone who looks like they might be the love child of Otis the Wino and Aunt B from the Andy Griffith Show, then you probably should run. Or if you see someone who has that, I guess, silhouette of a Yeti of the Great Northwest, then that's another reason to take cover, duck and cover, call for help because it's probably evil Santa. Also, if you can smell Kentucky Fried Chicken, if suddenly if suddenly you start to smell KFC, then you're probably in need of help. So there's a lot of indications that evil Santa could be near. But if any of those things, if you see something that reminds you of a Yeti, you smell chicken, Um, the best thing to do is, is to duck and cover or something like that, because it's likely evil Santa or whatever. So that's my suggestion, is to consider those things, and you'll be okay. But yeah, I was kind of like, I thought it was funny when I saw that. I'm just like, really? I thought he was supposed to be like, out of sorts and unable to function. How is it he could possibly be a threat or a danger to anyone? But apparently he must have said something that alarmed them. So, Jeff Rayner, if all of those things fail, the other thing you could do is
Police! 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 Help! Police! Help! Police! Help! Help! Police! Help!
you could try that too. So, all of those things may be an effective way to avoid harm. Also, if you see something that looks like Mount St. Helens, with a big peak at the top, and if it looks like Mount Saint Marco, if you see something that looks like Mount Saint Marco, then run. Okay, so I'm done with that. Now, the Mirror, the Mirror, is a German publication, but they don't call it the Mirror; they call it Der Spiegel, right? And so when they had an article about the Queen, instead of, in English, we say the Queen or the Queen, they say Die Queen, un Jahr, Die Queen, Der Spiegel biography, un Jahr, Die Queen. Well, I know it's a bit jarring to see that text on the cover of the magazine, but it doesn't mean that, you know, that. It just means the Queen. So Der Spiegel biography of the Queen is what it says. So I translated it, and that's what it says. So a lot of people were kind of, like, what, when they saw that, but that's what it means. It means the Queen, Die Queen, or D Queen. Maybe they say it like that, D Queen. All right, funerals and hospital appointments canceled because of Queen's funeral. This is getting way out of hand, said one person on Twitter. Funerals being canceled while people get arrested for saying the monarchy should be abolished. Well, that is happening. That is actually happening, that people have been arrested because of the funeral. And then here you can see our condolences go out to the royal family at this sad time. All food bank hubs will be closed on Monday, the 19th September, due to funeral. We will reopen from Tuesday, the 20th September. So if you're hungry, and the thing is, are they open on Sunday? Because if they're not open on Sunday, right? I don't know if they are not. But if they aren't open on Saturday and Sunday, or even just Sunday, if you don't realize that they're closed and you are dependent upon the food banks, what are you supposed to do? If you don't know that they're closed and you're dependent upon the food banks, what are you supposed to do? Yeah, it has really gotten so far out of hand. So this guy right here, he's one of the people that was lined up over by the oh gosh, where were they? I think they were by the parliament. Anyway, uh that message at the top there is actually from Corbyn. It says oh gosh, I can't see it for the numbers up there at the top, but something. Oh, you know what? I know I can see it. There we go. Oh, okay. The arrest of Republican protesters is wrong, anti-democratic, and an abuse of the law. Also, it says people should be able to express their views as a basic right. So I believe this guy is a lawyer. And yesterday, a lot of you guys were already gone before I played the audio of the interview that he gave about you know, his right to protest. And by the way, you guys, we are going to get today's photos in, so bear with me. I meant to do this stuff first, so I'm just going to go ahead and get this out the way, and then we will analyze the hand holding and the photos and such. So with that, let me go ahead and get to his audio from yesterday. Um, Very interesting stuff. He was on Good Morning Britain.
Between disrespect for mourning of the Queen and the protesting of Charles's exception. That's the clear divide. And to be clear, I wasn't outside Buckingham Palace, and I wouldn't have gone outside Buckingham Palace because that's where people are mourning. I was outside Parliament, the centre of our politics, where someone has proclaimed himself king and said that I'm his subject. I think I get a chance to at least make my opinion about what I think about that in very polite terms. And that's the dividing line we need to make. And we need to allow people to protest peacefully the political accession of a monarch.
You're a barrister.
Yes.
Queen's Counsel.
I'm not, and okay. I'm not a King's Counsel now either. So
no, okay, but you are qualified, legally qualified.
Yeah.
Are you also a Republican? Oh, did you do this because you're a free speech campaign?
Oh, I'm sorry. It buffered. Give me just a second, you guys. I'm so sorry. It just buffered on its own. I can fix that. I can fix that. It just buffered.
I think we need to draw a clear line between disrespect for mourning of the Queen, web of freedoms and civil liberties that we've built up here over centuries, and we'd be very wrong to begin to sacrifice those in this kind of moment. I would say as well, actually, I wasn't a Republican before last week. Like, I intellectually thought the monarchy was a bit of a weird idea, but actually practically, like I'm sure most people in this country, I thought, well, it works. I really love the Queen. I found the idea of the Queen a kind of reassuring presence.
And do you find the King a reassuring presence?
I'm now a Republican because what I've seen over the last week, which is, I think, a really obvious attempt to use the memory and respect for the Queen to very quickly bolster Prince Charles's credibility as the new monarch. And I think that's actually quite cynical in some
But you're directing that at Prince Charles or the monarchy around him that are,
I mean,
the administration?
Prince Charles and his succession. He's coming in and saying, I am now your king, you're my subject. And I think people should have a right to say, I disagree and I don't want you to be.
Okay. So, sorry about that. It did buffer somewhere in the middle. And so I tried to pick up where it left off, but that is what's going on away from all the pomp and circumstances, that people's right to dissent or even ask a question has obviously been forfeited. So, well, not forfeited, but questioned, or even even worse, they're actually locking people up. They're asking for their details and such. So, all right, let me go here. And so this right here, Edinburgh protest outside St. Giles, where the Queen lies at rest. So this happened up in Scotland. They did have other protesters besides the one that they pounced upon. There were other people who were protesting everything about the spending money for the funeral, no, what do you call it, democratic representation, because the monarch is being imposed upon them. These are people who, they asked this one girl, you see the one that's not wearing a face mask, holding up that canvas right there? They asked her, why now? And she said, well, why not now? She said, why is it always, this is not the right time, the right place? She said, if we weren't here today, then you wouldn't ask the question. So this is the right time and the right place to bring this up. So and then you can see there on the left side, that was a tweet that someone added. It had nothing to do with those group of people. Just been told my mom's funeral been delayed by a week because of this Queen stuff, was due on the 19th. An extra week of me trying to distract myself. An extra week of me trying to distract myself. Wow. Okay, and then this, of course, is back in London, and you can see our guy right there in the middle there with the sign, "Not My King," and then over there on the right side, more protesters. Now, mind you, they're not confronting other people, but they have assimilated in a place out of the way from the regular or the other mourners, rather, or should I say, the mourners, because I'm not sure they're mourning anybody, but they're asking questions and they're declaring that Charles is not their king. And speaking of which, there's Mr. Grimace right there. Charles, who seems to have a bit of a temper tantrum every time he has to sign something. I think that maybe someone, I don't know, maybe the new Prince of Wales or maybe someone in on his staff, perhaps they're fooling around with his writing instruments, his his fountain pens or something like that. I don't know if you guys can see it, but take a look back there on the left. You see those meat hooks back there? Look at Camilla's arm. Do you see those two dots on the back of her arm? Can you guys see that? Now, this was the first pen gate. I'm going to call it pen gate. This is the first pen gate. Notice she's got blotches of ink on her arm. This is the first. This is the first public occasion that we've seen that Charles has had some kind of mishap with an ink pen. I'm thinking that this has happened a few times. Like there is someone who has been encouraged to fool around with Charles's King Charles's, with all due respect, King Charles III. Somebody is messing with his head every time he goes to pick up an ink pen, or every time every time Camilla goes to pick up an ink pen, ink starts flying everywhere. You cannot tell me that that is not deliberate. What are the chances that this is just coincidence? Serendipity? I don't think so. Somebody is messing with his head. Somebody somebody who feels like they deserve to be in his position more than Prince Charles. I don't know who that might be, but somebody is messing around with things. And poor Camilla's got ink running all up her arm. Charles got too much stuff on the table, and then all kind of mishap. There's something going on with that. I don't know. Baroness Diana's spirit playing games with Chucky and Cammy signing those declarations. It must be something. I mean, how is that possible? How is that possible that just by chance, that they would have two like inkwell mishaps or whatever? Like for instance, this one right here. There we go.
I just had to put, is it September the 12th?
13th, sir.
Oh God, in the wrong date. 13th?
Yes, sir.
You signed 12 earlier.
Where did I put the 12th? I signed 10th. Oh God, I hate this.
Oh look, it's going everywhere. Hang on. Has anybody got a job?
Where is that?
Oh look, it's everywhere.
Can't bear this bloody thing. What they do is everyone's stinking.
I love the lady in the back with that big smile on her face. That is too funny. But I swear somebody is pulling the okey doke. Don't know who, but somebody is pulling the okey doke on them with these pins or whatever. So anyway, they'll get to the bottom of it. Not my problem. Uh oh, she got ink on her hoof. Oh man, you all are so bad. Okay, so as we were saying yesterday, there seems to be way too much on this whole grief train. If you have a iPad and it's set for the United Kingdom, it's going to go into grief mode. If you have to use a public phone, there's bunting all over the phone booth. And let's face it, more than just a public phone, that is also a public urinal. If you've ever been to the UK, you know what I'm talking about. Then also, you're going to end up soaking your pants because you won't be able to get in there. You'd have to run in the bushes like the old days. So, and then of course, McDonald's, if you try to order food, you have to pay your respects to the Queen, which I think is fair because there were people who said that the Queen used to moonlight over at one of the local McDonald's. So, okay, I understand that one. And then, of course, there's the homeless who have to eat, sleep, and accept handouts in the shadow of one of the wealthiest people who has ever lived. And even Nintendo, even your Nintendo game is not safe from a period of mourning. You see this? Can you believe it? Even Nintendo shouldn't have bought the two. What is that? The two shouldn't have bought a seconds in the UK. What is this? Well, okay, there you go. Even Nintendo is in grief mode. And then there's this AJ Plus, which is a very liberal online news service. They say the UK is spending millions on the Queen Elizabeth's funeral amid rising child hunger. 1 in 3 children now live in poverty. 81% of the schools report a rise in child hunger. Schools report having to cut meal sizes and using less healthy ingredients due to the rising costs. And then, of course, the British royals have an estimated 28 billion fortune, including private land holdings and wealth accrued over colonial theft and the legacy of slavery. King Charles inherited $500 million from the Queen without paying inheritance tax, but taxpayers will pay for the Queen's funeral. Of course they will, and they'll be happy to do it. Just ask the royals, they'll tell you. And then, of course, Charles I, Charles III, but somewhere in the middle, there's Charles II. He's the one who actually reformed the monarchy because Charles I is the one who got his head cut off because he believed in the divine right of kings. Well, it wasn't 2022 when he felt that way, so I bet she understands now. God save the king. King Charles I of England was beheaded by his own people. Charles II ruled during a plague and the Great Fire of London. And let's see, the world now awaits the reign of Charles III. And again, there is the line of succession. Still, there has been no official Princess Lilibet or Prince Archie on the royal websites. Okay? All right. Now, let's get to it. There you have it. Let me take a sip of water and we will talk about this stuff. I'm going to take a look at your comments too. So let me take a swig. I'll be right back. Okay, so Harry, Prince Harry, there he is. You can see him as that very insecure young man. And now, if you notice, he stood proud and upright, not walking in the shadow of his mother's coffin, but walking in the shadow of his grandmother's coffin. There's a lot of things that have changed in 25 years. But if you notice, um, there he is standing upright, proud, strong, dare I say, invincible to that family of his. But there he is. He's come out of the other side of it okay. He has the tools to deal with situations like this. Also, unlike the day his mother's funeral processed through the streets of London, you don't have people overwhelmed with grief over the shock of someone um, with such a good heart, someone so young and beautiful that died dramatically in Paris. Instead, it's his 96-year-old grandmother. So, again, the power dynamic between himself and his brother and the rest of the family has changed. He's his own person and he's not dependent upon the family as he was in the past. So, given his posture today, I think that he's going to be okay. I know he's going to be okay. There's a change. There's definitely a change, and no holes in his shoes. Absolutely, Judy Regold. No holes in his shoes. Okay, gonna take a look back at a couple of your comments. Someone said one of the news channels that the Queen Elizabeth planned everything for her burial before she died. I don't know how true that is, but that is what was reported. They do plan. They do plan, especially, I would say, ever since about the age of 60 to 80, there were plans. And if you guys notice, that for the past few years, the Queen hasn't traveled abroad since, oh, maybe in about 10 or 15 years. She didn't travel abroad because they didn't want her to be away from the country in the event that she would pass away. They didn't want her to die in another country. So all of those foreign trips ended, not because of her health so much as because it just wouldn't have been practical. So, yeah, this was planned. Philip planned his funeral. It was his idea to use the Range Rover to take him to his final resting place. So, all of that was quite deliberate and planned. And every detail was pretty much left up to the Queen to sign off on, and also they did that for the Queen Mother. So one of the things I'm very certain of is yes, the Queen did plan everything. Just for practical sake, they would do that. And for all of the the heir and the sovereign and stuff like that, I think at a certain age you just start planning. Okay. Oh, and thank you for your comment, Berta. CMAC says they are good. No to do wrong thing with Archie and Lily's titles. They won't stop until there are torches outside of Buckingham Palace. Well, give it time. Give it time. Something is definitely shifting with people's sensibility. I mean, it's just in the air. You can see it. You can feel it. There is a certain air of discontent. And if the economy continues to go south for the UK, and then they find themselves having to pay for this up and coming um, coronation, oh man. Um, between the coronation, well, between the funeral and the coronation, I think light bulbs are going to start coming on frequently. And people are going to realize that all these dragons and unicorns and fairy tales is way too expensive. You know, you can't eat a fairy tale. So all this stuff is going to start getting so expensive. I could just imagine the repercussions that are likely from everything that we've been watching. So, okay, a lot of comments. I'm so sorry. I'm going to take a deep scroll all the way to the last. That is for someone else. KC says, knowing that Germany has been keeping up with the Sussexes, I bet they are going to go out even more on the Invictus Games 2023. Oh, I believe that. I think they would do it anyway. But they don't care as long as those children do not have that title titles. The arrogance of this huge state funeral um, lets me know that you're probably right. That you're likely very right. That they just don't care. My veteran parents asked me what's up with this uniform thing. The world is taking notice of this circus. Yeah, you know what? See, Mac, I tell you, I would love to see Harry wear his uniform. I want him to be happy. But just maybe they need to, you know, stand their ground on that one and then wait for the repercussions. Alan Vernon has a $5 super chat. Thank you so much for that. Baron, did you hear the news? Is saying Andrew has been put on the Privy Council. On the Privy? No, I didn't hear that. Really? Wow. Now, okay, Privy Council. Now that is different from a what do they call that? What do you call it? A minister of state or something of state where they can act on behalf of the sovereign. But you know, Alan, I shouldn't be surprised because you know what? Harry um, was, oh, let me see, was or may still be constitutionally, he may still be in that position with the sovereign. I can't think of the name of it. Council of State. Is it Council of State? Meaning that he could himself or William or Charles at the time they could act on behalf of the Queen. You know, certain matters of state. So the Privy Council, I know that's that meeting that the Queen was supposed to have before she died. And she postponed it, of course, and then it didn't happen. And then Charles and William wanted to continue the Privy Council. So, Alan, you know what? That is shocking, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised because you know what? That slim down monarchy means that you have a limited amount of people to stand in certain roles if needed. So it may just be something where he doesn't really have any function, but I wouldn't be surprised if that is true. So I'll look into it though. That is interesting. Thank you so much for the super chat. Wow. Charles has announced that Andrew will be on the one of the 5 counselors of state to stand in for him when he is unwell or out of the UK. So, okay, so Andrew, and does that mean that Harry is not any longer? That's what I meant, the Council of State. So the Council of State and the Privy Council, are those the same things? Are they one and the same? Joan Garcia says, is it okay now before I go? Joan Garcia, are you leaving us? Are you leaving us? I hope not, but if you gotta go, thank you so much for being here. Okay, Charles III said that he is one of 4 go-to people if he's out of the country. Right. So if he's one of the 4, that would include William. I believe Harry is still one of those people. I do believe that. uh, thank you, Black Queen. Um, thank you. Let me see. What? What? Today is your birthday. Happy birthday, Joan Garcia. Many returns of the day. Many happy returns of the day. Happy birthday to you. Oh, very cool. Let me see. All right, all right. So someone says Harry has not been removed yet. Like I said, there's only so many people up there in the top tier who could do those things. It's not likely that anyone but William will ever act on behalf of Charles. Okay, it's not likely. But in that unlikely event, then you do need more, people. So, and then of course, Charles is what, 73, 72, 73. There's going to come a point when he's not traveling outside of the country anymore, if you know what I mean. He's getting up there. Okay, Vampire Night 1972. If they remove Harry from it, it would make the biggest it would make the biggest mistake they could ever have made. Um yeah, and I think it's going to be one of a handful of mistakes that are going to be pretty big that they are looking forward to. Oh my goodness, 74 in November. That's right, November 14th. He's a Scorpio. All right, next photo. So there is our Duchess in the back of the Bentley. I told you guys yesterday, I told you so. I said that if they do it by rank, she's going to find herself stuck in the car with Ford Fiesta. So there you have the Duchess of Sussex, Ford Fiesta inside of a Bentley. It's unfortunate, but yes, it's only usually the two people in the car, unless it's somebody else driving from the family. It's just the two of them. And unfortunately, there she is next to one of the co-conspirators. So I hate to say I told you so, but y'all know I'm too modest to say I was right. Oh man, I'm too modest to say I was right, but I was right. I'm sorry, say that again, Lydia. Yes, yes, yes. I mean, it was anybody would have figured that out. Oh, Joan Garcia, so you're leaving? Oh, I hope you have great plans for today. Thank you so much for being with us. It is a pleasure. And let me see here. Y'all, we're going to have a little celebration for Joan Garcia. Why don't we? All right. Happy birthday to Joan Garcia. Many happy returns of the day. Okay. And there you have an up close. Yes, the Duchess of Sussex she's wearing those earrings that she received from the Queen as a gift. And then of course, there's the emotional support Queen consort Camilla, and the meanest mean girl of them all, Kate. Kate. The meanest mean girl of them all. Check her out. And everybody is going on about this photo right here. It looks like all of their diabolical plans are coming together. Now, when I say they, I don't necessarily mean they as in they, but all of they diabolical plans, all of that jazz handing and grinning and more grinning, mixed with just a little more jazz hand, has paid off. She's so much closer to the ultimate goal. So, yes, from packing boxes in the family garage, party favors, or at least watching other people doing it, to working the high street at a clothing store, or spilling out of a black cab, totally inebriated and free of any inhibitions. There she is, there but for the grace of God goes the future queen consort, or future queen consort. So getting closer, getting closer. All right, so, and then of course there was the comparisons to the Disney villain. Someone please get Meghan away from these Disney villains. Yes, somebody please get Meghan away from these Disney villains. And then you have Prince Harry, as I said, proud, strong, and not quite the kid that walked those streets in that same procession so many years ago. For practical purposes, I had to crop the photo pretty tight there on the left because there was something unsightly, ungodly for that matter, but unsightly that I needed to get rid of. And there you have it. The Duchess of Sussex honors Her Majesty with meaningful pearl earrings. Uh-oh. So, birds of a feather flock together. You have the hen, Silky Chicken, Camilla, and that hissing goose. Hissing goose. That hissing goose. Kensington cosplay Karen. Keep them in the pen. Yes, keep them in the pen. Like with any oh man. Whoever took that photo deserves a Pulitzer Prize. Please give that person a Pulitzer Prize because that is the photo right there. All right. Thank you so much for your comment, Legs, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Elaine Babb, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex, and thank you for being a member. Happy Wednesday to you too. Okay. All right, next. And there's another photo. Again, I had to crop some unsightly things out of it. Our Duchess looking very, very youthful. And there she is amongst those co-conspirators to her right. There's Ford Fiesta. And of course, Camilla and old bed knobs and broomsticks. And if you could see here, the Queen rather fancied the Duchess's company early on. But I started thinking about it. And I said to myself, well, it seems like maybe something happened. You know, there may have been a vast inter-household conspiracy to besmirch the Duchess's reputation to the press. But who knows? Who knows? As Her Majesty went into her decline, who knows exactly how far people have gone to, I guess, create havoc or whatever, or I don't know. 96 years old. I mean, at this point, what is she already 90 in that photo? So, you know, I'm trying to figure out exactly how much responsibility do I want to put on the Queen for how bad things become. Harry and Meghan said on the Oprah Winfrey interview that they had a very good relationship with the Queen as a couple. Harry has always had a good relationship as with the Queen, but then something went terribly wrong. And as you know, this was that train trip where she spent some time along with the Queen. They had breakfast. As a matter of fact, this may have been the last time that that royal train was ever used. This was something that never happened with um, Duchess Doolittle. This is something that never happened with her. This was, very unique. And there were a few unique situations. So, I don't know. I got to think about that. The Queen got shady. She did not acknowledge the last birthday of the Duchess, Meghan, and she knew it would draw attention. Even the Cambridges sent a dry message. Yeah, yeah, I agree that those things seem rather strange, but the Queen was very ill this past year, and she was slipping further and further. And I do believe that a lot of that stuff would have been handled by the staff anyway, who may or may not have decided whether or not to do those simple things. But I would find it hard to believe that the Queen would like say no, don't do it, or just that's something that we have to think about. I mean, at least I'm going to think about it. I know some people wouldn't even bother, but I'm going to think about that because Harry's book is coming out. There's going to be more archetype, so hopefully that way they can shed some kind of light on it, because I just hate to believe that there's something more nefarious going on, but you never know. Let me see. They said the Queen was like a schoolgirl that day. The truth is, Harry said he never was on the train either. Yes, exactly. I don't think Harry. As a matter of fact, I don't think there's a lot of places that Harry, a lot of spaces that Harry has probably never visited or was never invited to. Let me see. Thank you very much for your comment, Baron. I saw an article today that featured Vanessa Feltz telling Angela Levin about herself. And oh, yes, is that her name? Vanessa Feltz? Is that the one that gave her the what for? Yes. If you wanted to attack me, then you shouldn't have invited me. I just won't come on this show again. Oh yeah, that was delicious. That was like the best fun that I've had all year. My best day since Christmas. So, okay, as my theory progresses, that is Samantha Cohen, aka Samantha the Panther. Now, if there was anyone who may have had a lot of influence on the Queen besides the men in gray suits, it may have been Samantha the Panther. Not that I'm saying that she had any, I mean, yes, she does look shady, but not that I'm saying that she had anything to do with the decline of the Queen's relationship with the Sussexes. She's probably just one of many in the royal household on staff that could have been or possibly played a part in that. Samantha was also at the wedding and always had that watchful eye. As a matter of fact, the Queen did appoint her to help ease the Duchess of Sussex into the royal household. But, was she ever on Meghan's side? I mean, Boris eyes Samantha the Panther for his top team. PM hopes to hire Queen's ex-private secretary who worked for Meghan Markle at the time of the bullying claims to be Downing Street gatekeeper and bring order to the chaos at number 10. Huh. Samantha Cohen, who released her subsequent Samantha the Panther because of her no-nonsense approach at work, is said to be being wooed by the prime minister. So I don't know if she ever went to work for Boris Johnson or not, but she seemed to be of the right ilk, if you will, to work at number 10 with Boris. I don't know whatever happened with that. After that, in the paper there, it just kind of dropped off the radar. So, but as you can see, the Queen was quite robust in that photo. They got married in 2018. The Queen seemed to be quite robust and in very good health when she awarded Samantha the Panther. And then, I mean, look at her. She's quite healthy there. And then in a short period of time, something went south. It really does make me wonder. It really does make me wonder because if you guys think about it, the disconnection or the perceived disconnection with the Sussexes and the decline in her health seemed to go hand in hand, where we saw less of the Queen, we heard less from the Queen. And Harry, of course, famously said, I just want to make sure that the right people are taking care of her, that she's got the right people around her. There is a message there, not having to do with anybody in particular, certainly not Samantha the Panther, because she's been gone from that position for quite some time. But something changed. I'm convinced of that. I just feel it. Something changed in the past few years, and the Queen's health was either in a state of decline or suddenly went into a state of decline from when the Sussexes were married until a week ago when she died. So I don't know. Think about that, you guys. Get back to me. Alan Vernon says with a $5 super chat, Baron, look at the picture of the Queen with Meg in the blue, and then look at the dress Meg wore at the NAACP award. Looks familiar. Just saying. Well, let me go back there. You mean with that? Yeah, it is the same colors, isn't it? It is the same colors. Yep, it does have that connection to it, doesn't it? Well, very interesting. Thank you so much for pointing that out. That does remind me of the dress that Meghan wore for the NAACP award, where you got the royal blue and the kind of aquamarine. Very, very good eye. Thank you so much for that, Alan Vernon. Huh. Okay, you guys. Let me go to the next one here. So that was the day of the train trip. There's the Queen, long time lady in waiting on one side. I think she died a year or two ago. And then there's Samantha the Panther. She had left at some point. I know. All I can say is she just looks shady. I don't know that she is shady, but she looks shady. Let me see. Casey said the Queen did intervene with Andrew, but he had direct access to her and she was able to compromise on his behalf with Charles making Camilla consort. Yeah, Casey, you know what? You're right about that. You're right about that. So when it came to making Camilla Charles's consort, yes, that was a compromise. And also with her son, the other one, that one that got yelled at in public, that was truly a compromise. But I don't know, guys, still a 96-year-old whose health was in a state of decline. I don't know much about geriatric care or, what kind of influence that you can have on someone that is up in years, because yes, they kept telling her mind is sharp. She knows this, she knows that. But maybe, just maybe, there was some type of influence that, just maybe, I'm just saying. I'm not trying to give her a way out, but um, I'm not 96, and I I'm not the same person I used to be either. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe it'll come out in the book or something like that. Okay, let me get away from that. We'll walk with Gran. So they made this big fuss about the two brothers being together. The Metro did. Last night we couldn't find any photos of the family, but somehow some sharp-eyed photographer managed to use a long-range lens through the gates of Buckingham Palace. Uh, Usually, the photographers are stationed at the Victoria Memorial. That's that statue in front of Buckingham Palace, and that is they usually have reserved space there for cameras and photographers, camera people and photographers. And so no doubt that would give you that straight on view like that through the courtyard, through the gate and through the courtyard of Buckingham Palace. So that means they would have had to aim that camera under that archway beneath the famous balcony and straight through the quadrangle. And then there's that glass partition with the columns, and that is a little portico where they could receive the Queen's coffin. Also, they used those stairways as a formal entrance to the palace, right? And so, is it any wonder that someone just happened to have that camera there? And if you notice, no Kate, no Will, no Sophie, no anybody, just the Sussexes. And they're literally walking down the steps with him to receive the Queen. Interesting, isn't it? But then again, as I said, the Sussexes are the only ones that really matter. And that is exactly why Prince Harry and Princess Meghan went to visit the Queen with nobody else knowing about it. She was telling him things that was going on, and he made that statement. Berta Sanchez, that's what I believe. At a certain point, a lot of that work that the Queen was doing was obviously things that were impressed upon her. The Queen had to make some decisions, right? And whether or not she was in a proper state of mind to make those decisions, who knows? But people going through a mental decline can hold conversations for short periods of time, and you never know anything was different. We don't know enough about the Queen's conversations from one day to the next or 1 year to the next to know if she could have been influenced. But something happened. I just can't help but think. I have this nagging feeling that somebody had some influence over the past few years where the Queen has gone from this quite robust older woman to that person that shook hands with Truss. I mean, look at that. I hate to say it, but she's huge. Huge. I mean, quite stout and healthy. Huh. Interesting how things ended up. That's all I'm saying. And whether I'm not saying anybody done anything to her, like that, but I'm just saying that if her health was in that type of decline, I mean, she hadn't been seen from July. July was the last time she was actually seen before those photos with Liz Truss, and then she was dead. Yeah, she hadn't been seen since July. From July until early September, that was the last time she was seen. So, something to think about. Thank you, Berta Sanchez, for your comment. Regina, please, the Queen had every opportunity to stop the media against Sussex, especially when Meghan was pregnant, but she didn't. That is true, Regina. At that time, she wasn't so out of it, I think. So I get you. I get you. Did you see the look that Chucky gave the black man that's standing beside the Archbishop of Canterbury today, after he thanked the Archbishop for the service, it's like he never saw a black man before. No, I did not see that. I did not see that. I'm going to have to go back and look at that. Thank you, Lorna. All right. Connie Balmer, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. I really appreciate it. Okay, let me go on to the next one. So, giving the best car glamour possible, there is our Duchess. And that was from last night, not today, but last night. And there, and there. And of course, even yesterday, there seemed to be a space between the Cambridges. Here's another one of those shots. Now, there aren't as many photos from last night because it was raining like you wouldn't believe. So you'd have to really scour social media to try to find anything better than that. And of course, car carrying the Sussexes, Duke and Duchess of Sussex, toward the Buckingham Palace is that one right there. And of course, there on the left is some of Meghan's best car glam, thanks to one of the squatties. And also, in order to reinforce the point about the uniform for Harry, one of the squatties put that collage together. So thank you and thank you. More of the car glamour from last night. Okay, so no president, Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden are not taking a bus with other world leaders to the Queen's funeral on Monday. The Beast is being flown to London and they will arrive at Westminster Abbey in that. Yes, they always travel with the Beast. They have, they use those military transports, the C-17, I think it is, just like the one that they use for the Queen to take her back to London. It is a transport plane, and they are capable of adding not only the Beast and other vehicles, but also they can break down those helicopters and stick those inside of those airplanes. So when the president lands, the Beast is already there. The helicopters are already there. So they have a way of doing it. If you ever wondered, how do they get the president's helicopter to other countries? It's simple. They load it on that C-17 transport and they take it. And there's yet another angle of the Beast with those run flat tires, armored plating, as well, of course, as having a very large diesel engine. It has a truck engine. It's like probably a V10, I bet. It's probably one of those Triton V10 engines from Ford, even though it's in a Cadillac. But I'm pretty sure they use one of those Triton V10 engines. When they get the cars to the Secret Service, they literally take it apart and put it back together. So the width, the height, and everything is exaggerated in comparison to an actual Cadillac. All right, so that is what everybody is talking about. I have a better audio version of that I can share with you guys. I'm not able to share the video, of course, but the audio, yes. So let's go through that again if you guys would like. And I think you do. Let's go through that again so that we can hear the ultimate takedown of yes, that maniacal person on the screen. Let's hear that big takedown. So just so that I don't get in trouble, let me put something else on the screen just so that I don't get in trouble. There we go. And that makes it okay. All right, so do that. Okay.
Harsh, one woman to another. I mean, you've just used the phrase, she is not fit to be part of the royal family, yet we saw her there. Do you think you've been very harsh, one woman to another? I mean, you've just used the phrase, she is not fit to be part of the royal family, and yet we saw her there, you know, consoling her husband with her hand in the small of business. Being gracious and charming and looking decorous and delightful. I mean, why would you describe her as unfit for royalty?
Well, she's not fit because she doesn't want to behave as if she's the wife of the sixth in line to the throne. She likes to lead. She likes it to be all about her. She wants to be out there in front. I don't mean she's not fit because she's not clever enough or beautiful enough or anything like that, but she just hated it. She hated being told what to do. She hated the protocols. So that's why I don't think she's right for it at all.
I'm going to bring Emily back in, because Emily's body language is certainly signalling that she may disagree with you.
That's fine.
Well, I just thought in those pictures on Saturday, Meghan looked incredibly nervous, and I think she was really, really trying to do her best at what was a very, very difficult opportunity. I obviously completely agree. She has said some very negative things about the royal family. It was a real cult clash, her coming into the British royal family. She didn't really understand what it was about. I know Angela thinks she didn't make enough of an effort. I think it was a very, very difficult situation. I think there is blame. I think it's much more nuanced, Angela, than perhaps you give it credit for. I think there was blame on both sides, and obviously it all blew up into Megxit. But I think that on Saturday, Meghan absolutely was trying her hardest and to be what she ought to be, a dutiful wife and a respectful member of the royal family. You know, Angela, she is a member of the royal family. You can't say that she's not fit to be. She is a member of the royal family in a personal capacity. The Queen said several times that she loved Harry and Meghan. Charles has said they love Harry and Meghan. And I don't think it's for any of us to deem whether she's fit or not.
I'll just bring in Rupert, because I think he concurs.
Well, I absolutely... I know it's been very difficult for all the royal family to deal with the fallout from this, and Emily's absolutely right. The nuances and what she has said in some of those interviews is hurtful. But actually, that moment when she's out there, you actually realise there could have been and should be a force for good for the royal family, because it did, when she was greeting people, there may have, if she was nervous because she knows there's...
Everything, if she puts her foot wrong, she's going to be crucified.
Let me ask Angela a question. Angela, do you feel any guilt? Do you feel that you have been responsible for fueling a kind of anti-Meghan faction that has been spiteful and targeting and possibly fanciful as well? Quite a lot of what's been said about her has been pretty much manufactured anyway.
Well, it's up to you what you think of me.
I'm asking if you think that of yourself. I'm not saying what I think of you.
Well, of course not, because I think the talking to Oprah Winfrey was a disgrace. There are at least 17 lies there. I think she's attacked the royals completely unnecessarily. I think she's changed Harry to be a sort of walking victim.
But hang on, but that means that you consider him a sap, someone so malleable, and of course he's you know, served very bravely in Mortal Kombat. He's not the kind of guy that can be pushed around, is he?
I don't have to justify myself to you. I'm not in court. I make it. This is my view. This is what I've said. People ask me questions and I answer them honestly to what I said. I followed them very closely. I spent 15 months with Prince Harry. The Prince Harry I knew was absolutely charming, instinctive like his mother, full of fun. And now he looks, when he's out, you know, incredibly unhappy and very, very tense and resentful.
I wonder if you're just rehashing that kind of biblical story that we've all heard so many times before of the evil temptress and the trusting and vulnerable man who is gullible and malleable in her hands. And I wonder whether, you know, it's based on any kind of real knowledge about her personality and what she truly feels and thinks. Because after all, how can you know? How can any of us really know?
Well, that's your view. My view is if I'm asked a question, I answer it in the way I think, and that's it.
Yeah, but it's a question about what you base your thoughts on, whether you've just imagined it, whether you're projecting, whether you really know, whether you actually have experience, whether they're facts, whether it's conjecture. You know, you say what you think, but what are the thoughts based on is the question, isn't it?
My brother didn't attack me. If you want to attack me, you shouldn't invite me on. Because
I don't think I'm attacking you. I'm just asking you.
No, you're not just asking me. You've got an agenda there to attack me. And so I think
I certainly haven't. I've got no agenda at all. No agenda at all, but I certainly am aware that people feel that. For example, we were talking at the beginning of the programme about comments made about Meghan, weren't we? And it was being said that she had said that she wouldn't go on the walk battle, that she would only go if she was followed by Netflix cameras, this kind of thing. And that was false. It was completely false. Angela tweeted about that. And I mean, it's been suggested that you were one of the people tweeting that, and apparently there's no factual evidence for that at all. I mean, if you're going to tell me that there is, that's fine.
I don't have to tell you anything, and I don't really think I want to be invited on to this programme and then to be treated in this manner. So,
well, I hope you haven't felt that I've treated you discourteously. I was only wondering whether you might have felt that Meghan might deserve, I don't know, more compassion and maybe a more, maybe a more sort of forgiving reception, possibly. That's all I was asking you. Anyway, I'm very grateful for you coming on the programme, and thank you very much indeed. That is Angela Levin, and she is the biographer of Prince Harry and also of the Queen Consort.
Oh, well. Well, she didn't see that one coming. Oh, man. And Emily Andrews, she tweeted it. Yes, and someone said that you even tweeted it. Oh, there's no honor among thieves or royal reporters, is it? Oh, man, that was too funny. Anyway, meanwhile, back at the Batcave, let's get back over here, and I will take this away. So there's Harry looking amazing in spite of everything going on. Harry looks absolutely amazing. Uniform or not, he cuts quite a figure. Needless to say that the light barely ever disagrees with him, if ever. So he's doing his thing. And again, there is Harry, the man, walking behind his grandmother's coffin. And then there's that young boy who found himself stuck between history and the love for his mother on the streets of London. So there was no doubt in my mind that Harry would not have to suffer through the wails and the scream and the crying of people that were in shock and disbelief. Instead, this was his grandmother, who was 96 years old and has had one of the poshest existences that you could possibly have in modern times. So not saying that the grief wasn't palatable amongst people. It just was not the same. And I believe that they were trying to whip people up into this frenzy of grief that never happened. So there you have it. Again, the Hall of Westminster. So this is not Westminster Abbey. This is the Westminster Hall. It is, I think it's like 1,000 years old. Westminster Hall was built, was it by the son of William the Conqueror? Anyway, the beams of the Westminster Hall, the wooden beams that hold up the roof, is from medieval times and is probably one of the oldest parts of the building. There are the Sussexes holding hands. And as I said earlier, that holding hands thing that seems to have caused so much questions for the derangers. Let me show you something. There is a formal state occasion, and guess who's holding hands? The Queen and Philip. There is Zara, the tongue ring Tyndall, today Zara, the tongue ring Tyndall, Zara, who never found a bottle of peroxide she didn't like. That Zara. She's holding hands with her husband, Mike. Oh, yes, my nose got that way because of an injury, not anything else. But that's how my nose collapsed. That Mike Tyndall, he's holding hands with Zara, the tongue ring Tyndall. So that's the Queen's granddaughter, and they're holding hands. No scandal there, right? He said that nose was collapsed because of an injury. I take him at his word. And as you can see here, Harry at this point has become a bit overcome with emotions. And there Harry is admiring the beautiful oak beams, English oak beams of the ceiling of the Westminster Hall. It is a very sacred space. Barack Obama, Nelson Mandela, among other people, have spoke there. Winston Churchill, among royals, that is, Winston Churchill and several royals have lied in state right there at the Westminster Hall. So the last royal to lie in state there was the Queen Mother. Very, very famous building. It is about, I think they said 239 feet long and 67 feet wide, just in case you're wondering. It was one of the largest rooms in medieval Europe. So if you ever get a chance to go there, it is at the Westminster, at the Parliament building there. Westminster Hall is there behind Westminster Abbey. Okay. But mostly they have used that room for banquets. They used it for banquets. And of course, people were waiting for that deep curtsy. They always wait to see if Meghan is going to curtsy. And there she is. Both she and Harry showing respect to the Queen. If you didn't watch it on television, they did a procession to the Westminster Hall. And then they did a circle around and exit. And as they got to the casket, from the line that began to turn and exit the building, every guy did a head bow and every woman did a curtsy in the procession. There's another angle of the Duchess of Sussex wearing the Givenchy coat dress, doing a curtsy. As you can see, they are doing that circle before they leave. And there is yet another image. You'll notice there's quite a bit of space between the Prince and Princess of Wales. Lots of space. And then here are the Sussexes exiting Westminster Hall. You can see that by, what do you call it? According to protocol and by rank, they are walking behind the Duke of, that is the Prince and Princess of Wales. And there's another image of Meghan. Look at how beautiful her skin is. Her skin is absolutely radiant, beautiful, flawless, beautiful skin. I just have to say that again. Beautiful, beautiful skin. Okay. Now, we'll go here, and then I'll share this with you. This is one of the reasons why it took me so long to get ready today, but I had to do it for the team. So much for holding hands. That is exactly what they chose to do. And they were not the only ones. It just goes to show that there are some of those people in the family that have viable relationships. And then there's the Cambridges. Now, there was also, is it Beatrice or Eugenie? I can't tell one from the other. But as you can see, one of them was very concerned about whether or not there was some work for their father. So Beatrice and Eugenie begged Charles to let shamed Andrew back into from the code. Future King rebutted pleas for princess of the princesses rather, and the Duke of York to give him a new job after the scandal rocked the royal family. Well, who knows? He just got his Minister of State or whatever position, his Privy Council. So apparently, he's got something to do. And who knows? Maybe he will make his way out of the code. I mean, Charles isn't such a tidy, neat person himself, the way things go. So why not let him back in? But yeah, there she was with those amazing peepers looking around. He got a job yet? He got a job yet? Hey, oi, he got a job yet? Oh man. And once again, our Sussexes looking amazing, very much in love. And after seeing that today, I'm not so worried about them. Now, somebody has had a stroke of luck. King Charles inherits untold riches and possesses off of his own empire. I'm sorry, passes off his own empire. Oh gosh, that is small. Let me see. As Prince Charles used tax breaks, offshore accounts, and something real estate investments to turn a sleepy estate into a $1 billion. Well, apparently the Duchy of Cornwall is a multi-billion-dollar business. That's what that says, according to the New York Times. King Charles III spent years turning his royal estate into a $1 billion portfolio. Credit James Hill for the New York Times. So James Hill, working for the New York Times, has uncovered some details. King Charles III built his own empire long before his his mother's. Charles, who formally acceded to the British throne, on Saturday, spent half a century turning his royal estate into a $1 billion portfolio and one of the most lucrative money makers in the royal family business. Well, if people were giving me bags of money, I'd be okay too, right? While his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, largely delegated responsibilities for her portfolio, Charles was far more deeply involved in developing the private estate known as the Duchy of Cornwall. Over the past decade, he has assembled a large team of professional managers who increased his portfolio's value and profits by about 50%. So, obviously, he was not resting on his laurels. His son does that, William. William loves to rest on laurels and other things. All right. So here it says today the Duchy of Cornwall owns a landmark cricket ground known as the Oval, lush farmland in the south of England, seaside vacation rentals, office space in London, and a suburban supermarket depot. A duchy is a territory traditionally governed by a duke or duchess. The 130,000 acre real estate portfolio is nearly the size of Chicago and generates millions of dollars a year in rental income. The conglomerate's holdings are valued at roughly 1.4 billion compared to around, and by the way, you guys, this is what William just inherited. William just inherited the Duchy of Cornwall. compared to around 949 million in the late Queen's private portfolio. These two estates represent a small fraction of the royal family's estimated $28 billion fortune. On top of that, the family has personal wealth that remains closely guarded secret, a closely guarded secret. So he's doing okay, ain't he? Cha-ching. He's doing okay. All right. Was that it? Yes, I think that was it. Yes, that was it, you guys. I am done. Okay, 1 hour, 43 minutes. Not bad. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your donations for Royal Sussex. I will be looking for the last word very soon. Also, we will have a continued conversation about what I said about the Queen's faculties. We'll keep that going. And I don't know, maybe when Harry's book come out, we'll learn something we didn't know. Let's see here. I am looking for the list. All right. Are we ready? Yes, today's the 14th. Thank you so much, Sherry Ware. Donations and updated memberships on Wednesday, the 14th of September. Anna Boyd, thank you. Audrey Teschner, thank you so much. Lydia Washington, Alma Andrews, Elaine Parker, Church Nelly, Ruth C., Alan Vernon, Legs, Elaine Bab, that is, Joan Garcia, 9-month membership. Thank you and happy birthday again. And Connie Balmer. Thank you, Connie Balmer. All right. Thank you, everybody, so much for participating. Thank you for the donations. And let's see. I did get a PayPal earlier today, I think it was. Thank you so much for that. I won't say the name just in case you use something else, but I did notice that today, and I really do appreciate it. So thank you, Mystery PayPal, for watching Royal Sussex. Yes, Mystery PayPal, KR are the initials. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So blessings. Okay, there we are. Blessings, everyone. Well, that looks like a good last word. Or how about this? Have a blessed day, everyone. I like that too. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Okay, so those are good. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, yes. And there, we are getting down to the last day, aren't we? Let me peg that to the top of the chat. Let me peg that because, yes, we are getting down to the nitty gritty. We're getting down to the last days of the, oh, Lord. Let me see. Why is that moving so fast? I can't peg it if it's moving that fast. I'm not that good at pegging. Okay. Huh. All right, now I don't see it. Okay, anyway, if I can peg it, there it is. I got it. There it is. So at the top of the chat, there is the fundraiser for the Sussex squad sent to Ballet, which, is that right? It's $41,000 now? Could that be right? Anyway, that's it. I just pegged it to the top. So please make sure that you all contribute if you haven't yet, or if you can contribute more, that would also be great. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mod Squad, for keeping this a safe space. And also thanks to our two queens, our queen of everything, Queen Doria, and our queen of hearts, Princess Diana. Thank you for the Sussexes. And oh gosh, I tell you guys, I'm so relieved to see Harry looking so strong and capable and able, and that he's not falling apart under the weight of this situation that's going on with his super long mourning period. cheers to both of the Sussexes, and I'm so glad they have each other to lean on. So glad for that. Okay. Okay, so we had our last comment. We had our love to our faves. And let me see. Oh, this looks juicy. William may have inherited all this wealth from his father, but I bet Charles kept the money that was already there, and William will have to work to keep up the massive income from this estate. Yes, nothing could ruin it like letting him get in there and get his hands all over it if he's smart. And isn't that interesting that the Duchy of Lancaster didn't even have as much money as the Duchy of Cornwall? And why is that? Because the Queen mostly was hands off with it, but the Duchy of Cornwall is worth over $1 billion. $1.4 billion is the value of the Duchy of Cornwall. Well, I tell you what, Charles has a very wild imagination, and in his heart, he's quite the romantic. And so he does seem to have a lot of high-minded ideas. And as far as the Duchy of Cornwall, it serves him very well. Now, there's just one interesting thing about the Duchy of Cornwall that you may not know. If you live in a state where they have that law that if you die, the money that you have left goes to the state. If there are no heirs, it will go into a probate, and eventually your property will belong to the state that you live in. Well, in the Duchy of Cornwall, if you don't have a will, guess who gets your estate? The Duke of Cornwall, which was Prince Charles, and now it is William. So yeah, if you don't have a will, everything goes to the Duchy of Cornwall. I don't even think it matters if you have any other relatives. Everything goes to the Duchy of Cornwall. Your house, your car, your bank account, all of that is absorbed by the Duchy of Cornwall. Bon appetit. All right, you guys. Oh, I'm out of here. I'm going to Ginger Avenger. We've already done the Madam Duchess, so I'm going to Ginger Avenger, and I am going to get out of here. I thank you all so much. It looks like you guys have a lot you still want to say, but good day for the Sussexes, I'm sure. And keep your heads up, Harry and Meghan, because we are praying for you. Okay. Yeah, if you have an offshore account, that does help. Let me see. Oh, somebody said they may have read the will. And you know what? You guys? Yesterday on my Twitter, somebody attacked me. Well, when I say attack, I don't mean I felt bad about it. I'm just saying they told me, they said, until you know what you're talking about, stop talking about the royal family. They said that because I said that last night, perhaps at Buckingham Palace, maybe they would have had like an open casket for the family of the Queen. Maybe, Dana. And anyway, this person told me there was no way that would ever happen. But how would we know? I mean, they may have, had an opportunity to give Gangsta Gangan one last look before, nobody could ever see her again. So, I thought it was possible. Oh, really, Mary H? You heard that too? Yeah, the will or the open casket. But either way, we would never know. There's a lot of things that will happen in that family, and no matter how they are with each other, we will never know about it because it is not meant for our consumption. But in a statement, they said the Queen was very modestly dressed with her pearl earrings from, I think, Philip, and of course her engagement ring from Philip, and whatever. I guess she's probably in one of her regalia, maybe in whatever uniform or whatever outfit she's in, probably one of her finer regalias for something. Um, or uniform. She may be in a uniform as a sovereign. She may be in a uniform, but whatever she's wearing, that is how it is, and we'll never see it. But I do believe, and I believe that's what happened with Philip on the day of his burial. And so they're supposed to have a private internment at the St. George Chapel. And so maybe there's a possible opportunity. But, I think yesterday would have been the day if that was going to happen, because, I just think yesterday would have been the day. But who knows? Maybe not at all. But it doesn't matter. That is their business. And for the person who was on my Twitter telling me I didn't know what I was talking about, you guys, I wanted to share the picture, but I said, no, I'm not going to do it. But I promise you, that person looked just like a clown. I mean, it looked like Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey had their own Twitter account, and that person was the person who contacted me yesterday. I mean, it was like the circus was in town, and I said, nope, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to show her picture. I'm just going to leave it alone. But when you look at her profile picture, it's like, I mean, I swear she looked like the circus was in town. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm a better person than that. I am not going to go there. I'm not going to save the photo and doctor it up like I've done to other people in the past. I'm not going to do that. So I left it the way it was, and that was that. So I don't know if you guys watch Novara Media, but Novara Media, even they are talking about Dan Wooten. I mean, Dan Wooten has not only been trending for that terrible faux pas he committed by pretending to be in a state of mourning, but he's also been trending because of the fact that the story has taken on a life of its own, and now all kind of media outlets are having a go at it, including Novara Media. I love those kids, by the way. They are amazing, so smart. So yeah, if you guys subscribe to Novara Media, or if you watched it before, I just want you to enjoy some of their coverage since the Queen died, because they have been on it. They were kind of slow to the start, but now they're there, and I think that because there's strength in numbers, you're going to see more people being very critical about some of the things that are going on right now. Yeah, so look forward to that. I tell you, on some of my worst days, I think about this photo of Thomas Markle, and I get tickled all over again. I get tickled all over again. That big Yeti walking out that supermarket or convenience store in Rosacito, Mexico. Oh man, I Oh, thank you, Lydia. I've been sitting up here with my eyes closed, to be honest with you guys. I've actually been talking with my eyes closed, but I did just see that. I'll post Novara Media for you guys. Let me peg that. Huh. How do I do that? Oh, there it is. Yeah. So I'll peg that. You guys, they rarely talk about the Sussexes, but they do have some interesting topics about the government and things in general that are happening in the UK. And it's from young journalists from their perspective, not right wingers, like you would get other places. So very, very smart. And one of them, I forget the girl's name. Is it Ash Suker? She's the one who went on Good Morning Britain, and I think that she was called unpatriotic by Pierce Morgan, that hog-head Pierce Morgan. So anyway, but I love those kids. But yes, that is the Yeti, the evil Santa. All right, you guys, I'm good. If you guys are good, I guess. Let me see. Ooh, what's that? The Man Who Shouldn't Be King on YouTube is brilliant. I think I've seen that before, right? That's not new, is it? I think I've seen it before. The Man Who Shouldn't Be King. Huh. Sounds familiar. Sounds familiar. I want to say I've seen it before. Let me look that up. I want to know. The Man Who Shouldn't Be King. I'll look it up and I'll tell you if I've seen it before. Okay, if I could spell. Wow, it came right up, didn't it? Oh, yes, yes. I've seen that before. It's from the Republic campaign. I knew it sounded familiar. The Man Who, as a matter of fact, I subscribe to that channel. Yes, I'm a subscriber.
Trump or other probably get elected too. But the difference between the Kennedys and the Bushes and the Clintons is that they've been elected.
But how did this start you? Did you have a bad experience with the royal when you were 5 or something?
What we're saying here today is that we're not going to get that choice. If the Queen dies tomorrow, King Charles is on the throne in an instant, and none of us get a say in that.
Huh. So there you go. Let that whet your appetite. That was like the opening part of it. And let me see. This is from March of 2020. That's when they made this. Is from March of 2020. And I will go ahead and share that link with you guys, if you don't mind, just in case someone among us want to see it. I will share that link. Holy cow, how do I do that? Okay. Yes, I will share that link with you guys. Huh. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Okay, I have just pegged the link to The Man Who Shouldn't Be King. I'm going to have to watch it again so I can see if they got certain parts of it right or whatever, or something aligns with where we are today. I'm going to have to watch it again. Okay. Oh, thank you so much for joining us, B10 Pal. And thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. Okay. All right. I hope your spirits is better than they were yesterday and continue to keep you. Yes, Jan Martin, I appreciate that. yesterday when I found out that Meghan was going to have to ride in the car with that other person and everything. But yeah, I feel better today because the Sussexes looked strong, 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 in spite of all of those demons and misfits around them. They look strong. Our Duchess looked absolutely radiant. Harry, look at him standing up straight and proper, proud, and he should be proud. Invictus is huge. And of course, we got this amazing shot of the mean girl. I love this. I love it, love it, love it, because it exposes the character of that individual, and it really puts it front and center. Not that the derangers care, but it puts her front and center because right now there is a something hatching inside of that head, that hat rack she's calls a head, and we'll find out very soon. But okay, let me see. I should ask them to leave Meghan and Harry alone. Huh? Wouldn't that be something? Let me see. All right, you guys. Let me see. All right, I saw that. Oh, I'm going the wrong direction, aren't I? Don't think Cat in the Hat looks like Cruella de Vil. Oh, man. Let me see here. All right, you guys, we are good then. I am going to go. Last time I said that I was on for 4 hours, but that's not going to happen today. I promise you, because if you guys think you're going to keep me on here.
Police! Police! Help! Police! Help! Police! Help! Help! Police! Help!
I know what to do about it. So, that's what happens when people think they're going to keep me in places that I got to get out of. I know who to call and what to do to make easy my escape. So that is not going to happen today. What's that about Harry's book? I hope Prince Harry's book drops the moment the Sussexes step back on U.S. soil. It would serve those rapid racist fools right. Yes, as a matter of fact, they keep talking about it in the fail, like wishful thinking, of course. They can't stop talking about the book. The book will come when it comes, and when it does arrive, life will never be the same again for anybody in that family. I can assure you of that. At least I hope it's not the same ever again, because Harry is going to tell his truth and let the consequences be darned. He's going to tell his truth. Oh, you know what? They stopped the flights at Heathrow, I think. They wanted to make sure that there was no air traffic. They say the line for Westminster Hall is 2.6 miles long, as first in line is revealed to be a royal superfan, 56, who held vigil since Monday. Huh, okay. So she hasn't had a bath since Monday. Nice. All right. I'm just saying. So Charles, Harry, Anne, William, Andrew, Vice Admiral Timothy Lawrence, that's Afro Annie's husband, Prince Edward, the Duke of Gloucester, Peter Phillips, and Earl of Snowdon. Those are the ones who walked behind the Queen today. And of course, they're making a big deal about the curtsy, the royal ladies' curtsy for their queen. starting with Meghan, and then Duchess Doolittle, and then of course Ford Fiesta, and then Ford Fiesta's daughter. Well, like I told you, they do tend to do everything in order of importance, don't they? They do everything in order of importance, and because of that, they mentioned, or should I say, yeah. Well, they didn't mention Meghan first, but in line of photos, they got Meghan's photo first, so it's implied. Huh? Okay. All right. I'm just scrolling through some stuff here, looking. Charles and Camilla head to Wiltshire Estate as royals go their separate ways after a series of public events paying tribute to the Queen. Charles took his helicopter. I'm sure William took his helicopter. Oh boy. So now the fail is talking about conspiracy theorists make bizarre claim that Meghan was wearing a microphone. Yeah, right. Huh, okay. All right, you guys, I'm just glancing through. Gosh, it's a lot of stuff in there. And I'm looking at Prince Charles's staff. They got their notices saying that they were let go. That their positions have become redundant. Uh, okay. Interesting. All right, you guys. Not doing 4 hours today. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, see, I've gotten so caught up in what I was just reading, I almost forgot I was online. Let me see. Black Queen says Meghan went first. Oh, they want the black girl to be the subservient, so it looks like she was curtsying to Mumbles. Well, it's actually a line of photos, and they're individual photos. And in that line, they just happen to put Meghan's photo first, and then everybody's in a curtsy in the individual photos. So I just find it very interesting that they tend to either bring up the Sussexes, like the day the Queen died, they all were saying that Meghan and Harry were on their way to Balmoral and the rest of the royals. Meghan and Harry come to greet people outside with flowers, and then the rest of the royals. They just keep doing that. I don't know if it's like because the Sussexes are on their minds all the time, or what. Is it to try to make sure that the squatties are always engaged in their stories or whatever? It must be some reason for it, but they just keep doing it. It's all Sussex all the time because the Sussexes are really the only thing that matter. Charles is getting attention for the time being, and then after that, it's going to be business as usual. When we hear about Charles again after the funeral, it's going to be some kind of scandal. Like the same people that keep fooling around with his ink pen. Those are going to be the same people briefing against him as they were before the Queen died. So I don't know. I just got a feeling. I got a feeling about that whoever was briefing against Charles are the same people that has exposed his rage with signing documents, and those are going to be the same ones that are going to have him in trouble in the future. I don't know. I think that that's likely going to happen. Is that in the very near future, he's going to get noticed for all the wrong reasons again, and it's going to be because someone is briefing against him in that family. Interesting, right? But yeah, that's the way I see it. I'm just calling it the way I see it, and it's going to be someone who don't want to wait 20 or 30 years to be king. Maybe. Okay, so with that, I think we are good. All right. So we got okay, Ginger Adventure, and then we're out of here. Thank you, everybody. Love you guys so much. Thank you for all of your support for this channel. Yes, that's right. Bed knobs and broomstick has to work. She's going to have to work. Because the Sussexes live in their heads rent-free. They are the ones who made them their money. Yeah, the Sussexes is making the tabloids the money because nobody's interested in talking about the rest of the family. They need the Sussexes. Wow. I'm still surprised, though. The queen is gone. She's just gone. All right, you guys. Cue Ginger Avenger. Yes, I did talk about that. Zara the Tongue Ring Tendo and Mike Tendo, they were holding hands. And let's see, I didn't know about Eugenie and her husband holding hands, but yeah, I saw Zara the Tongue Ring Tendo, though. I got to stop calling her that. That's not nice. Zara the Tongue Ring Tendo. And Chosen One, thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed today's Royal Sussex. Yeah, I'm sitting up here with my eyes closed half the time. I guess I am a little sleepy. All the rain that we got this week has kind of worn me out. As King Henry, the Ginger Avenger. Let me see. All right, I'm looking at the last of your comments. And did I hear the Duchess of Successes coming on at in a little bit? Check your listings. I know she was on earlier, but check your listings. I think she's coming back on. Okay, you guys. And Petal was on earlier, too. I'm going to take me a nap. I always say that, and then I end up getting busy. But, or better yet, I'll probably make something to eat. But I am going to go because I'm a little tired right now and probably need to take a little nap. So we'll see. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. And I'll see you next time. Love you guys. Bye now.